What's up, YouTube? Thanks for tuning into the channel. I'm Castro, and welcome to Castro's Corner. Okay, guys, so today I'm not featuring a cordless power tool today. Today I want to talk about cleaning this right here. This is my DeWalt 850, okay, and as you can see, I got some sawdust all over it. And I'm just going to show you guys a method that I use to clean this and probably preserve the life of this impact. I'm just gonna give you guys a quick tutorial and show you my method. Alright guys, so before we begin, I just want to use this time to say thank you to all the subscribers that have subscribed to this channel. It really means a lot to me, okay? I've been collecting tools and been working with tools for probably the past 20 years of my life. And I just want to say how humbled I am by you guys subscribing to the channel and actually giving this channel a chance to be introduced into the tool tuber world. So, alright guys, so this is my DeWalt 850, alright, and I got a bunch of sawdust all over it, okay, and I'm a hobbyist woodworker, and if you guys want to see work, I'll come over here. Okay, so these are some of the tables I'm making for a customer of mine, and I do woodworking because I love it. I'm not a professional by any means. I'm not a perfectionist by any means, but this is another table that I made for my nephew. He wanted something to put his TV on and, somewhere to hold his Xbox as well. So yeah, so this is what I like to do. This is sort of a hobby slash passion of mine, and people have, begun to trust my work, and I'm getting customers and they're asking me, hey, can you make this? Can you make that? And I'm like, well, I'll give it a try, So these are the tables. I've already showed her a few pictures of this. This is a finished version of it, and she was rather pleased. So I'm making the other one. She wanted two end tables, with that diagonal and 8 inches to 12 inches, and she was happy with it. So I'm finishing up this one, and that's the reason why this is all dirty. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my method of how I clean my impact drivers and other power tools to kind of like preserve the life of them, because I think like if the tool remains clean, and I keep it greased up and lubed up in the right places, it's going to extend its life. So first I'll use this, which is, this is an awesome tool, man. Like, I never used to be a fan of Ryobi tools, but now I am. Like, especially since they came out with their HP line, I used to think they were junk like everyone else, like another certain YouTuber that I happen to know that hates Ryobi tools. Anyways, this thing is awesome, and this is their power inflator is what they call it. And guys, if you guys don't have this tool, I advise you guys to go and purchase this. This thing is like only 30 bucks, man, and it is so awesome. So first, when I clean my tool, okay, I'll use this boy. And that just blows all of the sawdust off the tool so I can get ready to clean it. Okay, so after I blew off all of the sawdust, okay, next I'll take a wet rag and I'll like just dampen it and then like, kind of like wring the water out of it, okay? And I'll just sort of wipe the impact off, all right? So I'm wiping it off, just kind of like getting all that sawdust that didn't blow off from the inflator. And I'll tell you guys right now, man, that inflator is awesome, dude. Like, I know, people have air compressors and they can just, fire up the air compressor and, blow it off. And it would probably take more of the sawdust off. But when I'm inside, this is a neat tool to have. I don't have to wait for the air compressor to power up to give me the air pressure that I need to blow off the tool. So this thing, I'm telling you, it is awesome. Alright, I advise you guys to get one. So I'll take the wet rag, alright, the damp rag I should say, and I'll clean the impact all around, alright, and I'll actually clean you know, in the around the forward and reverse button. Okay, I'll put it in both ways just to kind of wipe that sawdust off of both sides. And I'll do the same thing with the speed switch, if your tool has a speed switch. Alright, so after I'm done wiping it off, I wipe the battery down too while it's attached, just so the water or the dampness doesn't get into the, you know, the contacts of the battery. Alright, so after I'm done doing that, okay, it looks pretty clean, right? But I'm not finished. I'll take another microfiber rag, okay, and I'll use the damp microfiber rag, and then I'll get another microfiber rag, a clean one, right, and I'll just sort of mist it with, this is actually Lysol, man. This is actually, that's why I got a L on there. I don't know if you can see that. It's, of course, it's in reverse, so it looks like a backwards L to you, but it is an L. All right, and this is Lysol that I mixed up. Okay, and I put like maybe a cat full of Lysol in here, and then along with some like lukewarm water. So I misted the clean microfiber rag, and I'll do this too, especially like, you know, since like COVID hit, you know, and everybody's, you know, worried about getting germs. So I'll still use Lysol. I mean, you guys probably got other like cleaners you could use, like those Zep cleaners and whatnot, you know. But I just get Lysol just to kind of like sort of give it a deeper wipe down, excuse me. All right, I'll make sure I get the handle. I'll do the same thing again with the trigger, like kind of like behind it, the part that goes into the tool when it's forward, and the other part when it's in reverse. All right, and to be honest with you guys, I do this a lot, man. I don't know if it's like the OCD in me that, you know, wants to have a clean tool, but like I said, I've owned some of my tools for like a number of years, man, and they still look like, you know, like I bought them on day one. Okay, same thing with the switches. So after I've given it a good wipe down, all right, I'll move on to the next thing that I'm going to do. Okay, so before I move on to the last process, you guys are probably wondering about the battery. And to be honest with you, the battery doesn't really get all that dirty, at least not as much as, you know, the parts that are dirty that are important, which are these contacts. So they don't have the opportunity to get dirty because obviously they're plugged into the battery. But these little, like, these grooves right here where the tool slides on, I'll just take the Lysol rag, all right, and sort of like wipe like in there, like get into that groove and just wipe that off. And it's really, the battery's not really that important to me, man, because I know like I have others, but still, you know, I'll still try to preserve the life of this battery as well. To be honest with you, I kind of do this with like every tool that I own because I'm not a very wealthy guy. I actually, my tools are an investment in my eyes, as well as your guys' eyes probably too. I don't know anybody that just buys tools to use them once and, you know, never use them again, but I believe that, I don't know if it happens or not, but anyway, this is just what I do, okay? So after wiping that tool off, I'll move on to the last but probably most important process in cleaning my impact. So I'll get a can of this. And this is that WD-40, says water resistant silicone lubricant, okay? And this is actually what I'll use in probably the most important part of the impact, which is the collet, okay? So I took the collet and pulled it and, you know, wiped in there a little bit because I know that sawdust likes to get trapped in there, you know, from the grease that, you know, DeWalt puts in the collet, just to kind of like make sure that this is always, I don't know how you say it, just to make sure it's always in working order, okay? And I'll actually pull the collet, and I'll take the specialist lube, the silicone, and I'll actually spray, I don't know if you guys can see that, I actually spray in here, into that ring with this, and I won't spray a lot, I'll just kind of like tap it, okay? Well, a lot came out. But anyways, if you can see that the silicone is sprayed just right in there behind the collet. All right, and then I'll take the collet and kind of twist it around just to kind of get the silicone all around inside there. All right, and that I don't believe really hurts the tool, because that's where like all the the mechanism of the hammers, that's where all the action's happening. So I think it's good for the tool. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not a impact builder. Maybe we should write Dwell and ask them if it hurts the tool, but I don't think it does, because I've been doing it to all my impacts. So after I spray that silicone, and this is actually quick drying, it says it down there at the bottom. Okay, so I'll just kind of like spin it around until it's somewhat well lubricated in behind that collet. You guys are probably hearing a bunch of noise. It's probably my wife playing with the dog, so I apologize. And then after I do that, I'll actually spray a little bit inside the collet itself, inside the 1/4 inch collet. So, and there we go. You see, actually got some inside of the collet. All right, and then I'll take my finger and just kind of rub that silicone around there. All right, you probably don't have to do that, like, I don't know. Probably don't have to be that concentrated or that, particulate with spraying the silicone in there. But after I do that, I'll plug the battery back in, and I'll sort of just spin the collet, all right, on purpose, without anything in there. Just so all that silicone and that lubricant can get into all the places that I want it to. So, my goal is to preserve the life of this impact driver. So hopefully that's good enough to get around inside the collet, behind the collet, to where this thing will be working for the next, I don't know, 5 to 10 years. If this impact is still running in another 5 to 10 years, I'll be very, very happy, and I'll be very, very pleased. So, yeah. And then also, I'll even get a bit driver. Give me 1 second. So, I'll actually put a bit holder in the collet, okay? And sort of power it forward and reverse, okay? And as you can see, the bit holder has that silicone on it, and when I see that, then that's when I know, like, the silicone has reached all the way to the back wall of this 1/4 inch collet. All right. And to me, the silicone is water resistant, so that's the worst place that I want rust to start happening, And it's also it's also quick drying, so I don't got to worry about that silicone like seeping down into the electronics of the tool. Okay, so there you go, guys. That's like my little quick, 5-minute process of cleaning my impact drivers. And if you guys want to see the outcome of this, you guys just give me it here. So this right here is where I keep all my impact drivers, and if you guys can see, almost every one of them, I've probably owned my 885 the longest, but if you can see, this thing is still pretty much brand spanking new, man. And I do the same thing to this collet, the same thing to oh, excuse me, that's the 887. This is the one that I've owned the longest. This is the 885. All right, and I got the 8840 outside in the garage. But I've done it to every one of these impact drivers collets, man. And they all could probably be put back in a box and sold at Home Depot, and never asked if this tool has been used or not. So I just was using my 840 the other day, or excuse me, my Gen 3 fuel, and you can see that collet, oh, excuse me, still pretty, it's a little damp, but I'm not worried because that's the silicone, and it never messes with the operation of the tool. Now, you guys comment down below if you guys think that that's dangerous, you know, to put that silicone inside of that collet there. But to me, it's protecting the tool more than, you know, damaging the tool. And for my drivers, like, I'll do the same thing for these boys, for the drivers too, okay? Sorry guys, sorry about the camera. I'm just trying to open up that driver. So yeah, I'll spray the silicone inside of the chuck as well. And if you guys, give me a second here, I'll show you guys, like, the way how I see. Dang it, can't even get that out. Let me get this battery and put down this phone. Okay, so back to what I was saying about the chuck. Alright, the way how I know that this is a clean tool is I'll actually run it, okay, and I'll see the chuck. See how the chuck moves back a little bit? Here, let me see if I can do it. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing in reverse. See how the chuck like goes in and out? So that means that's a pretty free moving collet. Okay, so that's like what I want to see, you know, in my tools. I'll see the drill drivers, you know, the chucks kind of like slide back and forth. So I know that there's like no resistance, no friction or anything like that. And I'll actually take the power inflator and blow inside the chuck actually as well when I'm cleaning the drill drivers. But yeah, this thing is pretty freely moving, you know. And that's all from that WD-40 quick drying silicone. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you guys like this video. Please like, subscribe if you guys haven't already, man. Like I said, I'm so appreciative of all the subscribers that have trusted me to bring you tool content. And one of my favorite YouTube channels, Master Mayhem, commented on one of my videos, and I just want to say thank you to Master Mayhem for subscribing and becoming a member, man. I've been a long time follower of him. He does tool giveaways, and trust me, man, when I tell you this, he was an inspiration for me wanting to do tool giveaways. So obviously I don't have the funds to give you guys like impacts and circ saws like he does, but I'm going to start off with, you know, some smaller stuff, and I think you guys will learn to appreciate. You know, I've already picked out some gloves that I want to send out, okay? These are actually the thicker gloves, the cold weather gloves, and I want to do like a best comment, and I'm actually going to put an email down so you guys can email me and give me your guys' addresses or the address of where you would like me to send, you know, said merchandise. Okay, so excuse me, sorry, it's been a long day. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Please like, man, and please comment below if you guys know of a better way to lubricate that chuck, or a better way of you cleaning the tool as a whole. So once again, my name is Castro. Thank you for watching Castro's Corner, and we'll see you soon.